Hi, I'm Trevor Calabro.
My name is Trevor Calabro. Hi, everyone. My name is Trevor Calabro. Thanks for joining me today. I found that usability testing is the single best way to find errors in your designs in order to fix them. So I'm excited to share this experience with you today. This is, I do a much longer version of this, and even at one point I have a 2-day seminar, but this is all the Cliff Notes condensed. So we want to make it actionable.
How did we come up with these recommendations? I like to describe this as an art and a science. What do I mean by that? So the science is clear. It's the math. It's the statistics. And you can't argue with those. Those are in place. If anyone would like to reach out to discuss this with me, I'd be more than happy to talk about why, for instance, on A/B testing, we used a modified chi-square analysis to get these numbers. With that said, that's not what this video is about. This video, I want to focus more on the art, the reasoning behind why our recommendations are here at this level.
Also, if anyone has any tips on how not to ruin, the one selfie you get with your hero, that would be great. So contact me on that one. Next, Law 6, the law of affordances and signifiers. This is directly from Don Norman's work. So he coined the term affordances and the term signifiers. Affordances are, and here's the way I think of it, is make stuff look like what it does, right? So this button on the right is an example. The button itself, the red rounded corners of a rectangle, it's got a slight gradient, there's a slight drop shadow. Those things, the button itself is the affordance. And then the label up and the up arrow icon are signifiers that describe the button. So the thing that looks like a button tells the users this is clickable, and the label and the icon tell users what it does when you click it. Now, am I saying that all buttons must look like this? No, I'm just saying users, 99 out of 100 people would look at that and understand that it's clickable right away. And that's what we mean by affordance.
Hi, my name is Bill Zimmerman. I'm an educator in the Penn State Belisario College of Communication. Just participated in a design brainstorming workshop led by Trevor Calabro. I had an excellent time. He got a lot of smart people together to think big about the future of our organization, Central Pennsylvania Creative Professionals. Trevor was a total pro. He handled it with humor, but had just enough authority to keep us on task. So it was a good time. Highly recommend him as a facilitator for this sort of thing. Thank you.
Law 7, the last one I want to highlight is Jacob's Law. This one's not worded too bad. I think of this as just don't reinvent the wheel. And you can also think of this one as kind of the king law. This one does lay over all the rest of the laws. Now, this one I see misused a lot too, just like the Miller's Law, the 7 plus or minus 2. Jacob's Law just says most people are on other websites than yours most of their time. So why don't you leverage the knowledge they already have coming to your website by matching standardized patterns? Back to the Google example. People say, but Trevor, Google does it like this. Jacob's Law. I looked up Google. They do it like this. We do it like this. Game over, Jacob's Law. And I say, no, that's a misinterpretation. Jacob's Law says, look at many apps, websites, places that do similar things or the same thing as you and find the patterns across. And you will find that Google has its own language, its own set of things. And if you were to look at specifically across the web, you would not find those as ubiquitous patterns, right? So not just one source. If you're going to abide by Jacob's Law, take in multiple sources. So before we get started, I want everyone to raise their right hand. So this is the Stanford WebCamp Oath of User-Centered Design. All right. And also go grab the closest Steve Jobs biography. I know you all have them laying around. Yeah, that's right. Put your other hand on there, I guess. And I want you to say out loud, I, insert your name. I can see some of your video faces. So although you're on mute, my name, will only say I'm doing user-centered design until after, there's the keyword, I watch real end users conduct real world tasks with my designs from this day forward. Okay, you can put your hands down. Now, I'm not going to be talking to you about breakpoints today. If you anticipated me talking to you about breakpoints, then I just want to say shame, ding, shame, ding. This is a dated reference already from Game of Thrones, ding. So here is the primary navigation. You can see some of these when I hover, open a menu. Now, the thing that's crazy here is when I click who we are, that is a page. There's a page called Who We Are with a bunch of content on it. But it's also on hover, it's a menu. So I can choose these. These are separate pages. if this designer were to have done this on the mobile first, here's what they would have encountered. Open the, and by the way, how many of us have seen this in the real world? This is what we call a split button. This is actually two, it's called a split button because it looks like one, and it technically is a single button that does two different things. Just like hover and click did two different things, the same thing has to happen here. But guess what? On mobile, how does hover work? Exactly, it doesn't.
And then I would type in new MacBook Air. So this looks confusing.
Confusing?
Yes. So there's a lot of stuff here, and I thought it would take me right to MacBook Air. So what I would probably do is Apple Stores. This looks interesting.
What interesting? Yeah. What? How would? Interesting.
So interesting because so when I explored it and this came up, it's a lot of words and confusing. And so I would think, well, the store would have it. So that's why I would go and click this. Now I'm frustrated. So I would probably take out MacBook Air. That there was okay, I don't know what I'm doing now. So I would probably then go back here and, oh, well, this says Apple, so maybe that'll take me to the MacBook Air. Oh, there it is. So that's how I would get to the MacBook Air.
All right. Hey, I had a series of questions, but that was great. So everyone give Sutan a round of virtual applause. That was great. I was able to get all three of the techniques in there. That was incredible. Thank you so much. By the way, we should send this video to Apple. I mean, come on. Like that search is not good.
That was captivating. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So this demo could not have gone any better. There's about 50% of users kind of go, a little more than 50% use the primary navigation at the top, that black bar. The other 50% of users kind of use like the content area with inline links. Sutan is one of these rare users that goes right to the search. And we call these people usually power users. This is someone who doesn't want to be bothered with going through like 6 clicks to figure something out, which is a very valid use case. And you can see for someone like Sutan, although he may not be the most common type of user when it comes to this because he did go to search, it was incredibly difficult for him to find what you would expect to be very easy to find on Apple's website. I found that in my experience, usability is like 80% intuitive. So most people I talk to in tech, they just like agree, like they high five 80% of my recommendations or my research or whatever, and everyone's happy. But there's that 20% that's counterintuitive. And when you hit that 20%, I really want you to think about this fact. Just you're probably too close to it to make a good assertion. And the best way is to do the framework I just talked about. Follow those rules, audit for the rules, make your thing based on the rules, and then test the thing. And if you do those 3 steps, you will avoid many of the pitfalls that I see in the real world. So that's all I have today. I did kind of a condensed version of that to leave some time for Q&A, but I'd be more than happy to answer any other questions.
Excellent session. Terrific.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Trevor.
Trevor.
Thank you,
Thank
Trevor.
you again. Thank you.